Butthole town. What goes up and around the corner. Butthole town. Well, we gotta get out of a butthole town.
So what's up with Charlemagne the God these days?
I don't know. Wait, what'd he do?
No, I don't know. Like, I haven't heard anything. Like, what's he up to? I'm genuinely concerned for his safety.
I don't know. He's probably doing God code. Get it? Because God, yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh, he was on.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to episode 21 of the Butthole Town podcast. I'm your host, Joel Knowles.
And I'm your main host, Ben Sheffield. What up?
All right, seriously. You got to stop with this crap. This is an intervention.
You're not
a one-man intervention, but an intervention nonetheless.
I'm the main host.
No, you're not.
Okay, well,
stop being in denial.
I'm one of the main hosts of the Butthole Town podcast. Welcome to episode 21. 21. I'm
surprised it took us this long to get to that joke.
You stupid? No. I'm not. Oh, wait, what's that other? Isn't there another 21 thing? No, that's SpongeBob. That was like 24. We'll do that later. We can save that joke for a few episodes in. But guys, yeah, welcome to episode 21. This is like your 21st birthday. We're going to get wild and lit. Woo.
No, probably not. But
nah, we're going to keep it appropriate. I had root beer before this. Joel.
I had a root beer tonight too. A bottle. IBC.
No. See what I'm drinking now is Zuber Fizz. Guys.
What?
If you're a root beer guy, go find some Zuber Fizz.
The heck is Zuber Fizz?
Legit, this is a craft root beer. I'm into these like weird root beers. I found Zuber Fizz at Home Goods. And guys, this stuff is so creamy, so delightful. I recommend it to all. Got a 4-pack of this stuff. Just look it up. Zuber Fizz. It's really good quality root beer.
How's it spelled?
Zuber Fizz.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think this podcast should just become a root beer review podcast.
We could do that as a segment on the podcast.
Just every episode, just a different root beer, and we just talk about the same thing over and over. It's really creamy. It's really good.
It's got some vanilla,
some sassafras.
It's got some fizz.
It's kind of dark. It's a little dark. It's a bit of a dark.
Comes in a bottle versus a can on this one.
I really like my root beers light, like white root beers.
What?
That'd be funny. That'd be different. They should do that. Stand out, be different. Somebody make a root beer that's white or like a light color, a Sprite root beer.
Ugh.
Kind of gross.
Pepsi Clear.
Actually, one thing speaking about food, tonight I made a homemade pizza, right?
Yeah. That's something that's usually a good thing.
Well, I ate the whole thing. So now it doesn't feel like
that's a problem.
Now it doesn't feel like such a good thing. This podcast is about to become a poop cast. Am I right?
Okay.
Oh. Well, that joke was for
Should I edit that out?
That joke was for a different demographic. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I made this homemade pizza, but my mom gave me this thing, and it's like this big box of homemade. Like it's a big box with just the ingredients. Little Caesars makes it actually. But it doesn't taste.
That already tells you the quality.
No, it tastes really good. Way better than Little Caesars pizza, which is weird. But they just give like a crust and the sauce and the cheese and pepperonis. But anyways, it's one of those things where they give it to kids and they sell it from school or whatever. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, I remember going to school and like, why were all these kids like salesmen all of a sudden? Like I remember having to go to this corporate like meeting thing when I was in second grade, and this guy stood in front of the class and was like trying to make us sell this chocolate, and it was like,
all right, you got to form your friendship brackets.
Yeah, you sell 20 boxes of these chocolates, you'll get a jump rope or whatever, and I was just like, what?
This doesn't seem like a very good commission. I know I'm only in second grade, but come on.
And I never got dedicated to like selling the things, but now that I'm thinking back at it, like what was that money going towards, man? Because it was cheap prizes.
Drugs.
Yeah, who was this man in our school? And why were they making kids sell it? They know that they're the best salesman. They know adults will buy from kids. That's probably what it is.
Well, the other thing is, too, like, they're always selling stuff for whatever, and you know those kids are selling to, like, the same 5 people every time.
Yeah.
It's just like their grandparents. Their parents are going to buy 3 of whatever it is, and then maybe an aunt or aunt.
Do kids even do the door-to-door thing anymore? It's too sketchy now.
Yeah, it's way too sketchy now.
You can't send your kid over to the neighbor's house.
No. I used to buy lollipops by the bagfuls back when they used to sell them, though, in the elementary school. Because I was homeschooled, so I didn't get to. I had to buy them from the neighbor kids. I used to buy like 10 or 15 at the time because they were only like 50 cents a piece. So I'd like get all my allowance and I'd go buy a bunch of these lollipops. They were really good, though.
Yeah,
They
I
were,
remember.
like, super high quality.
I remember they have cookies. Now they have pizza. They used to sell chocolate bars. I'm trying to think of anything else. I remember I do remember having to sell stuff for Jump for the Heart or whatever it was. Now that was a good cause because it was like for heart stuff.
Didn't they used to make for heart stuff? Yeah, that's real specific.
They help
They make
hearts.
you do that stuff for hearts.
Heart.
They used to do a thing where they put pedometers on you and you get like so many steps and you get a prize or something.
Yeah, well, that's what they kind of. Yeah, it was something like that with jump rope too. Like how many you could jump rope, how long you could jump rope for. You get a prize, I think. But it was Jump for the Heart. Yeah, that's what it was called. If I didn't say it right before. So you jump rope and then you raise money and then you could buy like, I did 40 minutes and I get a Dollar General quality football out of this magazine or whatever. It's always the cheapest looking stuff.
They just could bring out a basket of like the $1 store stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like, here's a jump rope.
those people get kids with that because all they care about is the flashiness. Like it's really crappy quality stuff, but it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's cool color.
It sparkles.
Yeah, it's got my name on it. But yeah.
Embroidered. Wow, that's high class.
Anyways, I was just thinking about that. But.
I will say this. I got really motivated twice
To sell?
Yeah, so as we discussed a long time ago, we were both in 4-H.
Oh yeah.
And we used to have to sell donuts for 4-H. It was like one of their biggest fundraisers.
I remember, yeah.
So the prize one year was an iPod Touch.
Ooh.
This was the second gen, so these were like new to the market.
Yeah, Dollar
It was
General
like,
doesn't make those. You can't get that from the dollar store.
this was a big deal. And I wanted one so bad because all I had was like a crappy Nano that was old.
Lame.
And it didn't have that much storage, so I couldn't hold many songs and all that kind of stuff, whatever. So I really wanted this iPod Touch. So I was determined I was going to sell as many boxes of donuts because the top seller got the prize. So I set a record.
Jeez.
I sold 138 dozen donuts.
To just random people, or how are you selling this?
Yeah.
Like you were just going up to people and being like, "You want some donuts?"
Yeah, I was like, they're only $6 a dozen.
Joe walks up in a trench coat, opens it. Want any donuts? we got glaze, we got jelly filled, like pulling out different pockets. Yeah.
That might have been an effective method. I didn't think about that at the time.
Yeah.
No, I was just like, here's a ticket. You can pick this up in a month when they get here.
Thanks, I guess. I thought you were selling them right now. I bet that's what people probably think. It's like, you want some donuts? Yeah. Okay, you'll get it in a month. Thanks for the $20.
Definitely not instant gratification for sure.
Don't forget to call me. Don't forget to contact me. How do they get them though? Like, when you sell those people, like, do they pick them up from somewhere or something?
They pick them up from the 4-H office of the whole town.
Okay.
So they had to come there. They weren't even delivered. I did deliver a few people's because I knew that they wouldn't be able to go get them or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I sold 138 dozen donuts. The next closest was 40 something.
So you got the iPod Touch.
Yeah, I only outsold the next highest person by 90 dozen. So
Oh, that's awesome. Do you still have the iPod just for?
yeah, I literally just used it like 2 days ago.
Nice. Yeah. So it's the gift that keeps on giving. Thanks for
was
those
worth it.
donuts. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's a good. It teaches kids, that entrepreneurial spirit, and also teaches them to strive for a goal. That's why bosses need more goals. Like if my boss was like, Ben, like I'll give you this Xbox One game if you do a really good work this week. Maybe I'd work harder.
It's called a paycheck.
Oh yeah, I forgot to get paid. There's just something nice about a toy now and then. You know, like a tangible little object, a little. Instead, don't give me a bonus. Just like throw in like some video
Don't
games.
give me $1,000. Give me a plastic toy from Walmart.
Yeah, I just want some Mighty Beans. I just want some silly bands.
Oh, jeez, Mighty Beans.
A few tech decks will do me good. I don't need a bonus.
The problem is if they give you tech decks or Mighty Beans, you're just gonna spend all day playing with them and not get anything done.
Right.
The whole next week.
It's a nice distractor. It's like giving fidget spinners. Those are the OG fidget spinners, Mighty Beans.
True.
You just put the Mighty Bean in your hand, let it bounce back and forth with a little ball bearing inside of it.
It's brilliant.
That is a brilliant idea. Literally, it's just a ball bearing and like a plastic shell. Paint it up. I mean, those were great.
I used to have a bunch of those.
They were nice.
I had like 20 of them.
They were nice and collectible, and you could fit like 5 in your pocket.
They were cheap too.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy.
Pretty cool. Anyways, we need to get back into the Butthole Town stuff. What's going on in the Butthole Town?
What is going on in the Butthole Town?
Well, we're still trying to get our votes up. Okay, the polls are still going on. We've been talking about Brian Kemp, our boy Brian Kemp.
So the election's already taken place. If you're not aware.
Wait, we've already voted? The polls are closed?
I guess you didn't vote.
Crap. I guess the polls are
the primaries.
closed.
We voted already.
Oh man, so did Brian not win?
So Brian is in a runoff for the Republican seat with Casey Cagle, the former lieutenant governor.
Oh,
so
okay.
primaries, you choosing the candidate from each party.
Okay, so Brian he's number 1 though against the.
No, he was second.
But he's against the guy that was already the
lieutenant governor. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically vice governor.
Wait, so this was all for the lieutenant governor? I thought they were running for governor.
No, they're running for governor. The former lieutenant governor is running for governor.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know he was running for governor. Lieutenant governor's running for governor. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, so he is against Casey Cagle, Brian Kemp and Casey Cagle.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess Michael Williams is out.
Michael Williams got dead last.
Okay, well, I still want to talk about Michael Williams for all the people.
Why did Michael Williams get dead last, you may ask?
For a lot of the people that they're not in Georgia, they may not be aware of what's been going on with this race.
They also don't care about politics.
That's okay.
Which we can't blame you for that either.
Obviously, I didn't even know the poll closed, so I don't really care either. But there's just been some interesting things happen. Michael Williams. You know, Brian Kemp, he had the crazy ads. He said some crazy, he said, I got a truck, I'll throw the illegals in. Well, Michael Williams took that to the next level. He said, forget the truck, I will bring a bus. Literally, Michael Williams has a deportation bus, if you guys haven't seen. And on the back it says, follow me to Mexico. The guy, it's a big gray bus. And wait,
it's funny, but it's extremely racist.
It was one of those things where like somebody was probably like, Michael, you should do this, and he's like, no, really, I'm going to do that. And they were like, no, well, I was just joking. Like, you don't really
Michael,
need to do that.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't put a bomb in there.
But speaking of murders, on the back of the bus it says, danger, murderers, rapists, kidnappers, child molesters, and other criminals on board. But if
illegal immigrants.
And also Michael Williams.
No, that was the joke. I was saying Michael Williams was all of those things. You get it because it's like also illegal immigrant.
Dang it.
Anyway, you ruined that. So
what did you say? What was your also end?
And also illegal immigrants.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good joke. Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, he's not saying necessarily illegal immigrants. He should be more specific because on the back he just says rapists. Like, is he just picking up people that aren't even illegal immigrants? Like, hey, you're a child molester? We're taking you to Mexico.
Wouldn't that be the biggest twist? Like, no, I don't care about the illegals.
Michael Williams really just wants to go on vacation to Mexico. He's like, I'm taking all my friends.
All his rapists friends? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We're just picking them up on the way. But there's a lot of people that were really protesting this bus.
Understandably so.
Obviously, a lot of people out with signs and everything. But funny enough, the ironic thing about this bus, if you haven't heard, is the other week the bus broke down on the side of the road.
like his governorship campaign.
Yeah, like his campaign halted the same way the bus did on the highway, which is just funny because people are like, that just gives the protesters a nice like spot to just stop with it. It's like, we've been chasing you for miles. Finally, you guys. But it's just it'd be bad if it just opens up and Michael's just standing outside the whole time. I don't know if he was like actually in it when it broke down. I'm trying to figure out.
I hope he was. It'd be so funny.
Let's see. It says the bus has been repaired and is continuing its tour. I'm sure it's.
Oh, sure it's not now.
Water somehow entered the fuel tank, stopped the bus on the side of Interstate 75 in North Georgia. But yeah, it doesn't say that he was on it. It'd be funny if just like Michael Williams, like cracked out cousin, is the one that's like doing all this, and he's just like, just let him do it. I don't really support it.
Whatever. I have no shot at being a governor anyway, so we'll roll with it.
I'm really trying to get more people jobs. My cousin's been out of work for years, and he's just really loving this whole bus thing. So we're just kind of letting him go with it.
They won't let him drive for schools anymore for some reason, so I just bought him a bus.
He's really taking a kin to like all the guys that are on the bus with him. They're really good friends. They get along great. Michael Williams.
Make sure you don't drop soap on the bus.
Oh. Michael Williams also, guys, it's not a fair representation of our hometown or anything by any stretch.
He's not from our whole town. He's not from our hometown.
Our whole town, our butthole town. He's not. The people there, I don't think support. I don't know if anybody supported him, obviously, because he didn't make it very far.
No, he got I think less than 1% of the vote or something. It was bad.
He just didn't have that ad campaign my boy Bri had. He
didn't have shotguns pointed at children. That was his problem.
Yeah, well, it's the HD quality videos. Brian was uploading 4K to YouTube. And
Are you serious?
I don't know if it was working.
I'd be really impressed if it was.
He's like, guys, these ads got to be great, but number one, this baby's got to be in 4K. All right? My son said he's got one of these drones shooting 4K video. I want all my ads to be in 4K.
Can you imagine if that was like something he really cared about?
Yeah,
he's like just super into video for no apparent reason.
Are you guys color grading this? Oh, how's our exposure? You guys got zebras on? Can we tell? Focus
Your iris is too high. Iris down already.
Turn the gain down, guys, please. It's looking rough. I want my skin tone to be fair.
Where's my white balance card?
Can we get the guy with the bounce over here? Get a nice reflection off this lamp? I really don't want any shadows under my eyes.
Can we make sure we get a really well lit shot of this gun?
Yeah, I want to
make sure we don't have any shadows.
Can we get the silhouette of the shotgun on the side of the cabin over here? I really think it's going to add to that rustic flair. People are really going to love it. Also, make sure we're shooting in 30 frames. This is for broadcast, guys.
None of that drop frame bullcrap.
They're just like, yes, sir, Mr. Brian. Love you,
Mr.
Brian.
We have an iPhone? That'll do.
I just got all the people off Michael Williams' bus to come shoot this commercial for me. They're all great with video. They really know how to
operate. Over there cutting my lawn?
That's messed up.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. It's funny though, so I'm not cutting it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not a racist. I really don't. It's just a stereotype.
You don't have to do that.
We told you, go free.
Get out of here. Go home. Get on the bus and go home.
Okay, that's too much.
No, what would be funny, though, from that, what I just said, I was meaning it like this. It would be funny if the immigrants just really wanted to go back home, and they're really thankful for Michael Williams' bus, because like, they haven't had a way to get back. They're like, I'm really trying to get...
That would be the ultimate irony.
It's like, we're really trying to get back to Mexico. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for the free transportation for this bus.
He'd be caught in such a conundrum because, like, he doesn't want to make them happy, but he also wants them to go back to Mexico.
He's like, guys, we're going back to Mexico. They're all like, yeah! No, you can't be happy. No!
Go to Canada.
This isn't what I planned. You're not supposed to like this.
That would be pretty funny.
Then Michael just turns to like running for some like public office in Mexico. They all love him. They praise him. They're like, Mr. Michael. That's not a good Mexican. I'm not even gonna try. Mr. Michael. Not even gonna go there. Michael Williams for governor. What is it, governor in Mexico? I don't know. They probably got like something else, some other title.
I don't know.
But anyways, we're not really. Well, Joel, you live with Colombians. You're kind of hip to the scene.
I guess. Yeah.
So you might could figure out. But anyways, Joel, you got something more important to talk about than all this. You told me earlier, and I'd like to hear your point. What do you got to talk about?
I don't remember.
You told me something earlier that you really wanted to talk about on this podcast, and I was like, okay, well, here's your time.
Yeah.
Here's your time to shine.
Oh yeah, okay. I want to have a serious conversation.
Okay. Please don't be about anything racist because we've already touched that too much.
No. I think
Actually,
we're done
we got
with
something more to
racism.
talk about. Okay, we'll do that later. We have something more to talk about racism later.
Jeez. Is that all this podcast is becoming? Talking about racists?
Racism.
Racism. Butthole Town podcast.
We're really grappling the tough topics here.
Yeah. So I want to talk about cereal.
Killers?
No.
Okay.
The breakfast food.
Cool, yeah.
And not hot cereals. Those don't count, okay? We're not talking about some grits or some oatmeal bull crap. We're talking about real sugary goodness that has made America great again.
It's always been great, Joel. It doesn't have to be great again.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Yeah, it could do better.
So I want to know.
Okay.
I want to talk about some favorite cereals.
Okay.
I want to discuss the pros and cons of cereal brands. I want to talk about what makes a cereal great.
Again.
And I really yes. And I really just want to discuss in depth, like have an in-depth analysis about cereal.
Okay, I'd like to start it off with a personal cereal of mine, but I've got some cons to the cereal, and I just want to know your thoughts on the cereal.
Okay.
This is a childhood classic. I want to talk about Cookie Crisp.
Okay.
Cookie Crisp, as we all know, it's a cookie cereal, but it's not just cereal that's flavored like a cookie. It's literal cookies in a bowl. It pretty much shouldn't even be counted as a cereal because it literally is just cookies and milk.
Right.
This is a great cereal. It tastes really good for the first 12 seconds or so of putting it in the bowl. Because for me, Cookie Crisp is one of those that, like, if you let it sit for a little bit longer than it needs to, it just gets so bad.
Okay, the problem with Cookie Crisp is its density ratio is not.
It's not right. The cookies are too light and fluffy.
They're too light. They're
Yeah.
great for, like you said, the first 12 seconds. And then after that, they become a soggy mess and fall to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor's great, but the consistency just dies too quick.
Well, I would say even when the consistency dies, also the flavor gets a little worse. For me, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
The flavor kind of goes away. And it's also one of those when I buy the box and I start eating it about a week in, I'm tired of eating it.
Right.
It doesn't have that longevity as certain other more, some would say bland cereals, and I'll switch on to Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes is one of those cereals that I could eat for a couple weeks and I'd be okay.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like, I'm not a big cereal guy anyways, but
Right.
Frosted Flakes is just more of a general thing. Same with Captain Crunch. Like, I can eat Captain Crunch. But there's
Captain Crunch is not bland. Not with berries.
not with berries, I agree. But those novelty cereals like Cookie Crisp, like what's another like just wacky sort of cereal? All those
Like
cereals, all those
Cinnamon
cereals.
Toast Crunch.
I was thinking more all those cereals that are like based off movies that come out for like a bit, like Batman's marshmallow.
Minion banana.
Yeah, stuff like
marshmallow
stuff like that only lasts for a little bit. That's just all like marshmallows and stuff. Like, ew, dude, get out of here.
No.
Nothing against Lucky Charms, the marshmallow king of cereals, but
Well, I was about to say, my absolute favorite cereal is Lucky Charms.
okay. But do you really like the stuff that's not the marshmallows? Are you
Well,
really into
I've grown to love it over the years.
that?
I
Yeah.
think that's what makes it such a great cereal because like it grows with you.
You know what? I think what makes a good cereal, and Lucky Charms is a great example of that. You have the bad part, the not the charms, the lucky, and then you have the marshmallow charms. And
Right.
because you have that antithesis, against each other.
Exactly.
That's what makes it a great cereal because you're looking forward to those mellows. If it was all mellows, it would be a bad cereal.
Right, because it'd be an over gratification.
Right. It really
It's like
rewards
the
you.
suffering and the reward is what makes it such a great cereal.
Yeah, and I think that's why cereals like Cookie Crisp are just too much because there's not that thing. Same with Captain Crunch. You got just the lame things, and then you got the Crunch berries.
Right, exactly.
And they always try to overdo it with just berries, but guys.
Yeah, you can't do just berries. That's
Dude,
not good.
Come on now.
No, it's too much.
That's like Honey Bunches of Oats. They've done the just bunches too. And it's like, that's the prize. That's like getting ice cream for dinner and dessert.
Yeah, it's like by the time you get the dessert, it's like, well,
I
this
just
is
had it.
lame.
I've already eaten dessert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got to have that prize. And that's what gets you through the morning.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Gives you a little bit of
That's
hope.
a great quality. I didn't really think about that, but that's very astute.
Now, I want to talk about another cereal. This is the king of all cereals, probably the classic cereal. And I just want to get your thoughts on Cheerios.
Okay, which kind of Cheerios are we talking?
Well, first I just want to talk about standard Cheerios, the classic Cheerio.
No, I can't do it.
I can't do it either. What is with Cheerios?
They're awful.
They're just this
They're
bland.
so bland and boring.
Yeah, I mean, you understand why they just feed it to like kids in nurseries and stuff. For
Right.
snack, because it's just like, oh yeah, you can eat like one, like a little kid, because it tastes like one of those kid snacks, like baby snacks.
It's just a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
what it tastes
cardboard. But on the other hand, you have Honey Nut Cheerios,
like. Honey Nut is a classic.
and that little bit of flavor changes so much.
I really love Honey Nut Cheerios.
Because all you need is that little bit of flavor in Cheerios, because Cheerios are just so bad, and it just gives it that little punch. Not a whole lot, not super sweet.
But that's the thing. A Honey Nut Cheerio kind of has that same thing that Lucky Charms does, where you get that little bit of sweetness, but you also get the kind of blandness that still comes from the Cheerio itself.
Right.
It's that contrast that makes it so great.
I mean, if I ever have heart problems, I might start eating, the normal Cheerios for my heart health. Because that
I've never figured that out.
Why is that such a selling point too? It's like, oh, I got heart problems. I guess I got to go eat some Cheerios. That's
Let me
really
just
gonna
pop
help
some
me.
aspirin and eat some Cheerios. I'll be fine.
That's like, oh, I want to lose weight. Let me just eat Subway every day. That's gonna do it. It's like, no, I don't think it works that way.
No, exactly. Yeah.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on Special K?
I can't do it. That's only if you're on a diet.
You know what's weird about Special K is those fruit, that dried up fruit.
Yeah, that's so
That's
unnecessary.
weird. That's weird. I don't like the dried fruit. Dried out, like, yeah, it's just like
It's
just
like, what
like
am I eating? Trail mix or cereal?
Yeah,
Make
it's
up
like-
your mind.
well, it's just like you had strawberries and you just left them on the counter for like a year. They're like kind of crunchy on the inside. You taste a little bit of juice, but it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, I can't. No, that's only if you're on a diet and you're like in your mid to late 40s. That's
And
what Special K is for.
another one that we might want to end on, but this one is kind of goes back to the one we started with Cookie Crisp. You're getting that chocolatey flavor, but in a better way, and because of the way it mixes in with the milk. And this is also important
Cocoa
with
Puffs.
no, also great, but I'm talking about the Flintstones. What's it called? Crisps, the Cocoa Crisps.
Cocoa Crisp.
No,
I'm not a fan.
Isn't that Cocoa Crisp? What's it called? The Flintstones with
Yeah,
the chocolate.
Cocoa Crisp.
No, Cookie Crisp and Cocoa Crisp. Is that what it is?
I thought it was.
Flintstone Cocoa
Hold on.
Crisp. I don't think it's
Google.
Cocoa Crisps.
Google.
I'm googling it. Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles. Sorry,
Cocoa Pebbles.
Of
there you
course,
go.
because of Flintstones. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
See, I like Cocoa Pebbles because of the way it mixes in with the milk and it becomes this big chocolatey. And then you can drink the milk and it's just like,
But
Good.
my problem is I can't drink the milk and have like mushy cereal in the bottom. And Cocoa Pebbles are notoriously bad about settling to the bottom.
Yeah, you don't like it when you go to pour that milk in your mouth and then you got the rim of
Yeah,
Cocoa
you gotta-
Pebbles on that
Yeah,
side.
I can't. Mm-mm.
I get that, and that's also same with Cookie Crisp from before. Cocoa Pebbles are also bad about if you leave them out for a little while, they just become mushy mess. And I
Right.
do agree that becomes a problem. But what we were talking about before, what did we say? Not Cocoa Pebbles, but the other chocolate one, Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs.
The Puffs are better. They're not going to disintegrate.
The thing I enjoy Cocoa Puffs a lot, but I almost never eat them with milk. I'll eat those as a snack, like by themselves. I'll just crunch on them because they're so light and fluffy. They just kind of crush when you bite into them. They're a really great snack.
And they've got the flavor. It's not like you're eating the Cheerios.
Right.
Probably the same consistency as a Cheerio, a little bit, maybe a little harder though.
Well, they're like more crisp, but they're lighter. They have less density. So you get a good like satisfying crunch, but then there's like kind of gone after
On
that.
the topic of density, what is the most dense cereal, do you think? Think about it. I'm thinking about it.
Maybe
The most dense.
most dense cereal, I'm gonna say, is probably Frosted Mini Wheats.
Really? Frosted
Those are pretty
Mini
dense.
Wheats.
I mean, because they're so big and like chunky. Those are pretty dense. It takes forever for those things to get soft enough to eat.
Yeah. Mini Wheats is true because the good thing about Mini Wheats is it's another gratification thing. You got that one side that's really sugary, and the one side that's not, and you flip it over in the bowl and you get that sugary bit first.
Yep.
And it's like, oh yeah, I do like another one that has is relatively dense to me, and that I was gonna say, and I guess it's not super dense, but to me I feel like it is Apple Jacks. They're more dense Cheerios than Apple Jack.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
They're like a thick, manly Cheerio.
But they're still thicker than Fruit Loops too, because Fruit Loops are big, but they're not as dense as Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks are big.
Yeah.
What's the other thing? Corn Pops or corn? The one with
Puffs.
what's the one with the frog on it? You know what I'm talking about? Sugar
Honey
Snaps.
Smacks.
Honey Smacks. Okay.
Honey Smacks, yeah.
Honey Smacks.
Those are pretty dense.
That's an interesting cereal too. Out of all the
They're all
cereals,
oats.
Honey Smacks are a weird cereal.
It's just a puffed oat. It's literally all it is, and covered in sugar.
Well, I just mean the shape of it.
Yeah, because it's a puffed oat.
Oh, okay.
They just like, it's like how you pop corn, but they do it with oats.
It's got that
instead.
split in the middle. It looks like two hot dog buns put together or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, no conversation about cereal would be complete without stating the fact that the biggest drawback, without a doubt, to Captain Crunch is it absolutely destroys the inside of your mouth.
Oh, the roof of your mouth from a Captain Crunch sesh? Not good.
Yeah, there's no coming back from it. At
And
least
then you
for the day.
especially if you're going to eat your Captain Crunch and then you're going to brush your teeth after. And when you go to brush your teeth, it's just like, ugh, because you got
And
all
never-
stuck
and
in.
do not
all in
use
your teeth?
mouthwash.
All in your teeth, and then you feel like you got to brush your teeth twice because the first time you brush it, your mouth still tastes like Captain Crunch just with like toothpaste covered in it,
Yep.
and it's like, ugh, it's all still in the back of my teeth. Now I
And
gotta
if
brush my teeth.
if you use mouthwash after it shreds the inside of your mouth, it's gonna really burn. So just brush twice. Don't use mouthwash.
I agree. Cereal has a tendency for me to just stick in there and never leave the back of my teeth. So
It can be a real issue. That's true.
yeah, I mean it's a downside to cereal, but the good thing about I ate a full pizza. Sorry guys. The good thing about cereal is that it is relatively easy. Even a guy like me can throw some milk in a bowl. But hey, number one question: milk first or cereal first in that bowl?
Cereal first, dog.
Okay.
Well, okay. This is the thing. I typically do cereal first,
I do too.
But-
I always put cereal first.
but let's be realistic. If we're thinking about this and being smart about this, it really should depend on the cereal. If the cereal gets soggy quickly, like Cookie Crisp, maybe Cookie Crisp goes last so you don't get milk all over the top of it. It's only on the bottom. It won't go soggy as quick. But if you're eating something like a Captain Crunch or some Frosted Mini Wheats, you want to douse those things down in milk so that they soften quicker and you can eat them without destroying your mouth. So it's really a matter of the density of the cereal should really determine which goes first, I believe.
There's a lot of science going on here. I'm really learning a lot. There's
It's
also
important things.
There's also a thing too with cereals is that you have your the brand and then you have like another brand that's the exact same thing.
Right. Yeah.
But it's like with Cocoa Puffs and Reese's Puffs. It's like, well, just one's peanut butter, but it's the same thing.
Reese's Puffs.
Oh, and they kill the ads. Yeah, Reese's Puff kills the ads. And then you always got your Walmart brands of like Count
Chocula.
I don't even know if Chocula is a Walmart, but they always have the off-brand stuff. It's like Fruit Loops is like Fruity Loops of cereal or something dumb. It's
Yeah.
it's like barely off. They probably do Fruity Loops or something, and Loops is spelled differently.
Yeah.
Or
something weird.
well, no, Fruit Loops. Isn't the fruit FROOT?
No.
All right,
That's one of those.
Oh, it is though. It is OOT.
It is?
Yeah, that is another conspiracy theory we talked about at the time. That what's it
We
called?
did talk about that.
What's the theory called that where things you don't remember correctly?
The Nelson Mandela effect.
The
That's in
Mandela-
episode 1.
Yeah, Mandela effect. That was one of the Mandela effects. If
Or
Fruit
2.
Loops was spelled,
It's episode 1 or 2.
if Fruit Loops was spelled with O's or U by T, but it is OOT. Got a little off topic there, but yeah, that was just a little examination on cereal and what it can do for you.
There you go. An in-depth analysis of cereal.
I hope Nick. I hope we can keep doing in-depth analysis of different things. If you guys have any ideas for what you'd like to hear us just go into,
And
let us know.
discuss at great detail.
Yeah. So next, I have a thing that I think I want to test you, Joel. I want to give you a quiz.
You want to test me? I thought we were friends. I'm almost about to graduate. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, Joel's about to graduate college, and I think he needs one more test. Joel, you're pretty familiar with my boss. I have a boss. I'm not going to give his name on the podcast, but he is
He's a podcaster too.
He's a podcaster. He's a motivational guy, and he loves leadership. And I want to know if you're a leader or a follower, because that is what is going to define you as you're leaving college. And I have a quiz here, and it's going to let me know if you are a natural born leader or not. So I'm going to quiz you. We're going to find out if Joel is a natural leader or if he's just a follower lame-o.
Well, this should be interesting.
So are you ready for some questions?
I am ready for some questions.
Guys at home, you can answer these and go along as well. I'm not sure we can calculate your score since I'm going to be putting in Joel's answers, but you can probably get an idea of what you'd be after these questions.
Are they that obvious of questions? I hate when quizzes are like this.
No.
Would you rather lead people or follow people?
These aren't easy. These aren't easy questions.
Okay.
So these are going to get a little in depth, and there are a lot of scenario-esque stuff. If that's okay. 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 First question.
I will consent to taking this quiz.
First question. Your firm announces they're organizing a softball team for an inter-office tournament. Do you say you'll be happy to play if needed? Say you'll be glad to drive the gear to the ground? Go and hide in the bathroom until the team has been picked? Or announce that you'll be captain, pitcher, and first bat?
Well, I wouldn't do any of those. I'd just play. I'd just be like, cool, sign me up for the team.
So you'd probably be say you'll be happy to play if needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd probably be more accurate, yeah.
In a local election, it's funny. In a local election, you can't stand any of the candidates.
That's really poignant.
Would you have yourself added to the ballot as a candidate? Not vote, go to the polling booth, but spoil your ballot. I don't know what that means, I guess.
I don't either.
Or reluctantly vote for the least bad candidate.
Reluctantly vote for the least bad candidate.
Okay. The greatest skill in leadership is knowing when to step back and let others lead, knowing how to make it look as if you're consulting others, knowing when to consult others, or knowing how to get more out of it.
Knowing when to consult others.
The greatest skill in leadership is knowing when to consult others. That's good. That's good stuff. You've recently adopted a vegetarian diet, okay?
That wouldn't happen.
That would never happen. But your friends insist on going to a restaurant where all the main dishes are meat. What do you do? Just eat salad and sulk? Tell your friends loudly what you think of their choice and go home.
Yes, that one, absolutely.
Eat meat, it won't hurt, break your diet. Or you could say, eat meat, it won't hurt to break your diet just this once. Or march into the kitchen, insist on being allowed to cook an omelet, make your friends eat it too. I think you'd probably tell your friends loudly what you think and go home, though. That is so you.
Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't go home. I would just tell them why they're wrong in about 15 different ways.
But you'd eventually go home, so it's still accurate.
Well, everybody eventually goes home. What are they going to do, live there?
It's closing time. All right, complete the
I
phrase.
don't know why that made me think of the Friends theme song.
That song? Closing time?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with each other.
They probably played an episode. All right, complete the phrase. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely.
Okay, all of them say absolutely, but they have tags on it. So, absolutely, though I disagree with this principle, absolutely and bring it on, absolutely straight up, or absolutely, though I think there may be exceptions.
Absolutely straight up.
How would you like your children to grow up? Very ambitious, meek and kind, real meek. So they'll never.
Meek.
Real meek.
That's kind of
real
an oxymoron. Kind of an oxymoron, isn't it?
Real meek.
Yeah.
That's the real meek meal. Real meek, so they'll never think of usurping. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Usurping.
I think it's usurping.
Usurping me as head of the family, or kind and a little ambitious.
Kind and a little ambitious, I guess.
Okay. How do you think other people regard you? Nice but ineffectual, a good leader but human with it, don't care what they think of me as long as they do what I say, or a good team player but no more?
Probably a good team player, but no more. I feel like these are a little bit obvious. There's like always one extreme follower, one extreme leader, and then two they're just like a little bit follower and then a little bit leader.
You think this is kind of like lame? Is this pointing towards it's being too obvious about it being a leader? We're just like, we could totally just answer the leader answer each time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, be honest. Be honest with yourself.
I'm being honest.
Okay. Which of these animals most closely resembles you? A lion, a Labrador, a great white shark, or a koala bear?
Okay, I'm gonna guess that the great white shark is probably a leader thing.
but they have lion too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say a Labrador because I'm reliable and I like
loyal.
to play fetch.
He's a lot of ticks. If you found out that someone thought you were power hungry, how would you react? Deny it, but know deep down they're right. Be annoyed, but secretly a little bit flattered they thought you'd be capable of it. Be mortified and seek to address an obvious misunderstanding, or thank them for the compliment.
I'd probably deny it and then think to myself that they're actually right.
That's how I do about everything when somebody judges me.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Stupid. Dang it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm pretty stupid.
21.
The school PTA are arranging to put on a play. What's your attitude? I'll do makeup, scene painting, or prompting. I'm happy to take a leading. Okay, one of them is I'm happy to take a leading role. I'll take a spear carrier part, or I think it's best if I write and direct. And given that level of involvement, I may as well play the lead as well.
I think I'd do a spear roll, whatever that is.
Spear carrier.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds interesting.
With which of these quotes do you most strongly agree? All right. The world itself is the will to power and nothing else. And you yourself are the will to power and nothing else.
Okay.
Make the best use of whatever is in your power and take the rest as it comes. Power, after love, is the first source of happiness. And a man's true state of power and riches is to be in himself.
Whoa, that's some trippy stuff.
It's pretty deep.
I'm going to say number 2.
Make the best use
Yeah.
of whatever.
Make the best
Okay.
use.
Okay, here's some good scenarios, guys. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. A driver pulls dangerously out of a turning in front of you and forces you to brake hard. What's your response? Sound your horn and make a gesture, then forget it. Note down the registration with a view to maybe reporting them.
Good grief.
Jeez, narc. Follow them for however long it takes, and when they stop, make a citizen's arrest for dangerous
Yes, that
driving.
one, absolutely 100%.
or shrug it off. Nobody got hurt.
Shrug it off, of course.
Yeah, okay, shrug it off.
That's only like...
I'm gonna
That's
pull
only-
you over and get a citizen's arrest. That's not a leader. Leaders don't do that.
That's like a norm. That's the only normal answer out of those 4.
I hope it says you're an actual leader. Like, what if it's a tricky quiz where it's like all the leader stuff is actually follower stuff?
Maybe it is. I don't know.
We'll see. Singing in your choir, you realize the choir mistress is singing half a tone flat. What do? Stay in the original key, but sing very loudly to make it quite obvious to her and everyone else that she's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Start singing in her key and hope the rest of the choir follow. Keep singing in tune and hope nobody notices, but that she does. Stop the song, march to the front, and restart in the correct key with you holding the baton.
That's definitely not a leader.
We're starting from the top.
Oh. No, I would say sing loudly and hopefully she starts singing in the key or whatever.
Okay, this is a good one. Which Star Wars character would you like to be? Luke
Chewbacca.
Skywalker does the right thing. Obi-Wan Kenobi has great power, uses it wisely. The Emperor, if he had all that power, the rebellion wouldn't have reached the first base, or wouldn't have reached first base, yeah. Chewbacca, cute and helpful.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, you gotta be Chewbacca. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
Given a free choice, given a free choice, what would you most like to wear to work? Smart casual, maybe jeans, but a smart jacket. Okay, let's start over. What is a smart jacket? How do you wear a jacket that's smart?
I don't know.
This jacket has this jacket shoots from 4K.
This jacket it has a 149 IQ.
This jacket used to belong to Steve Jobs. Replica of Napoleon's uniform. Same clothes I wear on weekends, or power business suit.
Same clothes I wear on weekends.
I also like the power suit. Like we have smart jackets and power suits.
I'm just picturing like it's like somebody tries to design like a Tony Stark type thing, but they failed, so it's just powered. It like doesn't do anything. It just has electricity running through it.
Wait, you guys. Wait, let me turn this on. Wait, what's different? It's on. My jacket
It's
is
powered.
on right now.
This suit is now a powered suit.
I got USB ports for you guys. If you got your phone cable.
You're just a mobile charging station.
If it even does that, it's just like it's not even USB. It's just some other like VGA or something like that.
Some weird micro USB.
When choosing a new car, what do you go for? Looks and speed, an armored vehicle, safety and economy, or comfort and looks?
Comfort and looks.
Who goes to the dealership? It's like, I'd like an armored vehicle today.
I guess if you're the president, I mean.
I'm Batman Begins stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of spelunking. What's better, to be powerful or to be liked? Tell me.
What's better?
Yeah, what's better, to be powerful or to be liked? Liked every time? Okay, if you're saying liked, we have two liked choices. Liked every time, or liked but a little power is nice too.
What was the first one?
Liked every time, or liked but a little power is nice too.
Liked every time.
Liked every time. All right, another scenario. You're lost in a maze when you come across a group who were also lost. Do you? Well, I guess you're. What else are you gonna do? Let's just stop right here.
Let's have a campfire.
We're lost in the maze, and you guys are lost in the maze. So somebody made this maze
twice
wrong.
as lost in the maze.
Do you canvass their opinions as to the best way to get out and choose the most sensible one? Tag on behind in the hope that they know the way out? Organize the biggest and strongest to kick a path out through the hedges, following behind with encouraging cries? Or split them up into search parties and send them in different directions, ordering them to report findings back to you?
Well, okay, if you send everybody out, that ain't gonna work because they just gonna get more lost.
No, yeah,
and they're not gonna get back in there. Out of all those choices, none of them are good. So I would say kick through the hedges.
You gotta kick through, and you gotta the encouraging cries. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
you're on jury duty. The jury have been sent out. You're about to choose a foreman. What's a foreman?
Hold on. Encouraging cries.
Yeah, encouraging
what is that?
cries.
Like you're just sobbing in the back saying, "You got this."
Not that kind of. You can cry like cry, yeah. That's a cry, like a cry out. Not like. Well, they just said not. It's not like you're so bad. You're doing it, baby. You're doing great, sweetie. You're on jury duty. The jury have been. I just picture some guys like home alone, listening to sad music. It's okay, Mom. It's an encouraging cry. The jury have been sent out and are about to choose a foreman. Would you tell everyone to take 5? You know the right verdict, and you'll be going back to tell the judge what it is shortly. Say you don't mind who's chosen as long as it's not you. Say you'd like to be considered in the vote, or look around and hope someone else volunteers.
Hope someone else volunteers.
Yep, that would be me as well. A junior colleague is promoted to manager above you. Do you give them your letter of resignation? A dirty look?
Hello and screw you.
Heartfelt congratulations, or congratulations through gritted teeth? So congratulations.
I mean, it depends.
I like how your junior colleague gets promoted above you and you just letter of resignation, like, I'm out of here.
Yep, that does it.
That's it.
I realize I'm second in line. Still,
if I'm not successful, no one can be. Okay?
Sir, you're the vice president.
You
That's
are
not how
Steve.
elections work.
You're Steve Jobs. You invented the smart jacket.
You're Tony Stark. You invented the power suit.
Okay. Tell me what you want.
Sorry, I was not paying attention.
Letter resignation, obviously we talked about that, but a dirty look, heartfelt congratulations, or congratulations through gritted teeth.
I guess if I had to say, honestly,
you probably get a heartfelt, right? Are you not heartfelt about it?
I mean, if I was really wanting that position, like if I didn't want the position to be...
Okay, probably the gritted teeth then.
Yeah, probably the gritted teeth one.
Ethical and responsible use of power is what everyone should aim for wimps, difficult, or a nice idea which will never catch on.
A nice idea that'll never catch on.
All right, you got 4 more. We're so close to figuring out if you are a leader or a follower. Which of these leaders would you hold up as a role model? Mahatma Gandhi, Margaret Thatcher, Genghis Khan, or Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln.
America. What would you be prepared to do to get power? Anything legal? Anything necessary? Anything that, sorry, had a burp. Anything that sits easy with my conscience, or nothing, not interested?
Anything that sits easy with my conscience.
That's all we care about. We care about cereals that sit easy with our conscience. What sort of politician do you most look up to? Hey, I want to get where all politicians look up to me. Senator, because they deal with the big stuff. Local counselor, because they work for the neighborhood. Or president, because they've got to the top.
Hold on, reread those. I got lost. Sorry.
It's okay to get lost, but real leaders
we all get lost sometimes.
Real leaders never get lost. What sort of politician do you most look up to? Okay, hey, I want to get where all politicians look up to me. Or senator because they deal with the big stuff. Local counselor, they work for the neighborhood. Or president because they've got to the top.
Local counselor.
Local counselor. Okay, and our last question to figure out if you're a leader. Your boss announces that there will be a series of leadership seminars for all staff. How do you react? Sit right up front, ostentatiously taking notes on your iPad. Ask how many sessions he'd like you to run. Attend to show willing, but sit at the back and don't take notes. Ask if you can go on a first aid course instead. I'd really like to learn about Band-Aids instead.
Can I get a practice dummy out here? I would probably sit in the back and not take notes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And your result, harboring leadership ambitions.
Really?
You definitely like the smell of power. That's great. Nearly all great endeavors need great leaders. But don't forget the guys below you helped you get where you are. Be nice to the people you meet on your way up, if only because one day you might meet them coming back down. Jeez, that's a bit ominous. One day you might lose your job, you loser. It feels like it's all about that one question we did, the gritted teeth. It's like they really hung out. They really hung out to the gritted teeth thing. It's
Maybe that is the only one that they counted. All the other ones are just like filler questions you answer however.
It's all about having a heartfelt congratulations to somebody. That's all leadership is. It's like congratulating people genuinely is really all a leader is. Wow, that's kind of deep and actually kind of sweet. It's almost
what?
It's almost as sweet as our sponsor of this podcast, Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs are nice and they're dense and they hold up to milk incredibly. Guys, check out Cocoa Puffs on cocoapuffs.com.
Ask your parents for permission before going online.
Oh yeah. So let's get into our. Oh, you're kind of a leader, I guess. Before we get into the next segment, you're kind of a leader.
Hey, does that mean that I'm now the official host of this podcast?
No, because I never took it.
I'm the leader.
No, you have leadership ambitions.
Well, you're obviously a follower if you're giving me the test.
Wait a second.
This was a test, Ben. You failed.
It was all a test. Me giving a test was the test, and I failed.
Yep.
You're only harboring leadership ambitions. I can't let you be the main host because you're not going to be nice to me on the looking down.
I'm not coming down, baby.
One day you might meet
Kanye,
me coming
2020.
down.
I'm just kidding. Don't vote for Kanye.
What? Shoop de poop, poop de whoop, scoop de poop. All right. Has nobody listened to Kanye's new song? That's from his song, literally.
Oh, I haven't. Okay, I just thought I thought that was just the worst transition we've ever had.
Okay, guys. After this podcast, look up Kanye West, Lift Yourself. The end of the song, he literally goes, poop de whoop, scoop de scoop, whoop de poop. Like, I'm not making that up. I know it sounds like stupid, like I'm just being an idiot, but Kanye did it. If you hadn't already heard it, I'm sure you already have. Joel's living under a rock.
That's true.
All right, our last bit. Screw up the week. It's a sad little horn because this is a sad one. All right, we're gonna be talking about Roseanne Barr, dude. This Roseanne thing is gone long enough. Literally, it's gone long enough. It's over now.
It's over.
Roseanne Barr, if you guys haven't heard, the main star of the show, Roseanne, it just started not that long ago. It kind of had They rebooted the whole thing for television, and it was all the same cast. And I actually watched an episode of it with my mom, like the first or second. It was actually really good, which is a shame about the show getting canceled because it was actually really funny.
Why was it canceled, Ben?
John Goodman's in it, great guy.
Oh, yeah.
The show was canceled because of Roseanne Barr on Twitter. Twitter's got our president in trouble, and now it's getting TV stars in trouble.
You mean social media posts can get you in trouble?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I
Wait,
didn't know.
Are you saying what I post on social media can be used against me if I say something inappropriate?
Do you mean if I get arrested, what I say can be used against me in a court of law?
You know your rights. Your Miranda rights. Speaking of Miranda. All right, back to the Roseanne thing. I was thinking maybe somebody on the show was named Miranda, but nope. That was iCarly. It was wrong TV show. All right. Roseanne, she got canceled for saying some things about somebody that worked for Obama administration, an advisor. Mm-hmm. It was an African American woman, and she made some very racist comments. I'm not going to say exactly what she said, but it had to do with the Planet of the Apes. We can all connect the dots.
You can make your
there.
own connections.
Yeah. Yeah, she said some pretty rough stuff. I mean, like. And it seemed like she did it kind of in a joking manner from what I could read. Like, it wasn't like maybe out of hate. I don't know.
Yeah, well, okay,
But,
this is
yeah.
the thing about it. It's like, I don't condone racism at any point.
No.
We don't condone racism
No.
at all. But if you just said this to, like, one of your friends or something, it's not nearly as bad, especially if it's said in a joke and, like, no real hate or anything. It's less impactful than posting it on social media. The fact that she posted it on social media is what makes it so bad. Like, why did you think this was something that you should post?
Yeah, so you can say that to your friends whenever you want.
Still doesn't make it right, but at least it's not going
at
out
least
to
it's not
hundreds
for the
of thousands of people.
Yeah, the whole world to see. And the thing that's really bad about this is that her dumb comments cost so many people jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all the cast, all the crew that was working on there, I mean, that were probably excited because the show was doing well on ABC. They were probably going to get signed for a second season. And it's just like, oh my gosh, now it's all over. All this they've worked for. I'm sure the writers had already written so much. And I can't imagine being like on that crew and being so excited to have like a steady job. Like if I was a camera guy or something. Because I'm a video guy. If I got that gig and I was filming the show and stuff, I'd be super excited. And to have it canceled because of the star's dumb Twitter. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is like, I don't know. It just shows such a lack of like decency on her part not to think of those other people.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And her apology says, "I apologize to the woman that she insulted and to all Americans. I'm truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and her looks. I should have known better. Forgive me, my joke was in bad taste." And she hasn't tweeted anything since, they said. But
she also said, "Hey guys, don't defend me. It's sweet of you to try, but losing my show is nothing compared to being labeled a racist over one tweet that I regret even more." So at least she seems like she's
she realizes
genuinely
it.
Sorry.
And I mean, I've said dumb stuff on Twitter before too. Obviously, you and me don't have that audience.
We don't have basically any impact, but
yeah, we don't have any impact, so we can kind of say whatever we want and it doesn't really matter. Not that we say anything bad, but I'm just saying it's a different thing, and I'm sure you get caught up in just like posting stuff or if you're hot headed and she may have like a temper, and just posting stuff, and not really thinking, and then you do it, and then you just go on about you just tweet something and then go on about your day,
right? Yeah.
And then you don't really think about it anymore, and then
another thing about
your
the
show's
show
canceled.
Well, another thing about the show is that it was a very inclusive show.
Right, there's
like
everything in the show.
It had all kinds of different people with, homosexuality or whatever, and all this different stuff, and it was like very inclusive and all that. And it was like, well, I guess you would label it liberal would be the
it was
most people would.
It was kind of a liberal show, but then there was like her character's kind of conservative, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of it's a very open show.
It had everybody in it, It had a little something for everybody.
And so it's funny that her being the main host, like the whole show is named after her and everything, and then she tweets something racist like that. Like, it really makes you question, like, what kind of process went on in her head.
Yeah.
Because obviously she's not, or she didn't intend to be racist, I guess.
Yeah, but if you say something about a woman saying that she actually said, I'll just say what she said, something about Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes had a baby,
Yeah.
which is just like, it doesn't, number one, it's just a bad joke. Number
Yeah.
two, it's just like, it's so offensive, not even to the woman, but like Muslim Brotherhood. Now you're offending Muslims too. It's like, you're doing way
It's
too
just
much.
in general offensive, regardless
Yeah,
of whether
yeah,
the lady
yeah.
was African American or not.
Right, and I think the African American thing is really what pushed over the edge, though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the
of course.
Planet of the Apes thing that people are just like, whoa, that's
Well, yeah,
way
that's
too
what makes
far.
it racist, obviously.
But I'm saying she said Muslim Brotherhood too,
Yeah, yeah.
which like Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes. Yeah, she screwed it up. I mean,
She's definitely the screw up of the week. That
and
is
you
for
and
sure.
you have comedians out there that say stuff outrageous all the time for shock value.
Right.
And I mean, like you got people that like I follow on Twitter. Like I still think I follow Tim Heidecker, which he's kind of an alternative comedian. But anyways, he'll say stuff like that, or probably say something like that. Maybe not even that far, but they say stuff for shock. But it's just not necessarily insulting, I guess, is the thing that kind of
Yeah.
set this one apart. This was like too much of an insult.
Right. And not even a good one. Like, why did she feel the need to tweet
Yeah.
this? It's not even relevant anymore either.
Right,
Like,
'cause
this
somebody
lady
from
was in-
Obama's
Yeah, this
administration.
lady was in Obama's administration. Like, why is this even relevant? Why did you think it to begin with? 2, why is it relevant anymore? And 3, why would you need to tweet it? Like, what is that going to do for you?
Yeah, I guess maybe she was on TV, like she's on one of these like CNN shows or something like that,
Yeah.
talking, and maybe that's where it came from. But still, it doesn't really make sense. That's why. And now she's a Trump supporter, so it's like the person you support is president. It's not like she's like bitter over Trump being president either.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It would be different if like Obama was president right now.
Yeah, if it was like poignant.
Right, and she was like angry about something she said. I mean, it still would be racist and still probably get her show
Right, but
canceled.
at least it would make a little bit of sense.
yeah. And it's just like, man, and at least I see this side of the coin where she's at least saying like, "Hey, I screwed up. Like, don't support me." Like, I respect that at least.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's defending her. I don't even know if any like fans of her are gonna defend her on that. I mean, you really
I saw a few tweets, but it's
Really?
like in the general. Yeah, in general, it's just like, grow up. She made a mistake. People
Yeah,
make
and-
mistakes.
But then it's like, well, people make mistakes. Was it worth her getting her show canceled? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not.
Maybe.
I'm not one to judge.
I don't
for
know.
that
I
one.
feel like that's something shouldn't have been done maybe so rashly, like so quickly.
I think other people have done some really bad things and they haven't gotten their shows canceled. When you
Yeah.
think about it, there's been some other people in the past that have said some pretty like bad things, or movie stars that have done certain things and they've still gotten their movie.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know.
But yeah, in this day and age is a little different though.
True.
Right now, and everybody's our senses or sensitivity is heightened anyways now.
Well, maybe the other thing too. Maybe
But
they
this
could have
one-
done maybe they could have made an episode where they deal with racism, and it's like this whole.
Or maybe
they make
or-
it a topic and deal with it in a very good, constructive way.
Or
So
maybe
it
they
makes it
coulda-
clear that it's just like a screw
Yeah.
up and not
Yeah.
maybe she didn't mean it to be offensive. Obviously, she didn't mean it to be racist or
Yeah.
whatever, but like it still was. And so doing that to say, hey, I don't really care about race. I don't have anything against a particular race or anything like that. I think maybe that would have been more constructive or something
maybe,
versus
like-
canceling the show, because it's not just hurting her. Like, you hurt these hundreds of people, and that on the network side is like, well, yeah, we get that you're trying to punish her, but you're also punishing other good people just because of somebody else's mistake. So it's like,
It kind of makes ABC look good, I guess, as a network. If they would have kept it on, they would probably look bad. People would probably be like, you need to take Roseanne off the air because of what she said.
yeah.
But
that's true,
then-
too.
Couldn't they have just kept the show and like not paid Roseanne or something? Cut her pay.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's some maybe some alternative solutions they could have done, and maybe like they could have like took it off the air. Wasn't it? What happened after that one show, the big scandal with do you remember the Duggars and the guy? The whole scandal with the Duggar son. He did the bad
Oh, yeah,
stuff
yeah,
with the
yeah.
younger girls and everything. ended up canceling the Duggars, right? And then
Right,
they
yeah.
brought it back with like another version or something.
Yeah, they did
or-
it with another part of the family or something. Like they still kept the kind of
Yeah.
some of it anyway.
So they could keep Roseanne, but like with just the characters of
like
Roseanne.
a spin-off or something.
Yeah, I mean, like Roseanne could go on vacation. Did you see the thing Jimmy Kimmel did? He like made a thing where it was like they could just do a show called Dan, and it was just like John Goodman's character.
Yeah, sure, why not?
But they could do something like that and say like, hey, Roseanne, you know, she went to follow her dreams as an artist. She's in college now or something.
She fell off a mountain and died.
Yeah, Roseanne,
She got on the immigration bus and went back to Mexico.
Roseanne made a racist tweet and she died. So we're going to.
We sent her back to Mexico so she can really think about what she's done.
Man, with this show, and because of her name is the same on the show as it is in real life, they could do some really meta stuff where, like, Roseanne tweeted this, and she's like, "Oh man, Roseanne Barr just tweeted this. Roseanne seeing Roseanne or something." You know, they could do some trippy stuff.
Maybe they just pull that into the show and like she tweets it in the show and they all like freak
Yeah.
out on her like, what are you doing?
Like
And then she has like this
She tweets
realization.
it in the show. She tweets it in the show, and then her tweet goes viral, and then she like gets a bunch of hate, and then she realizes like she's a racist and tries to fix it.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean they could have done something. I hope the people that lost their jobs maybe has something else on the line though.
Yeah, maybe they'll find them something.
ABC's kind of struggling right now. I mean, Roseanne was on there. I guess American Idol was on there, but like, what else do they have? You know, not a whole lot. Who watches network television anymore, anyways?
Am I right?
I mean, I'm on YouTube TV.
I'm on that YouTube Red Flow.
I'm on that Crackle. You guys watch Crackle?
Okay, well, with that, everybody, welcome back to episode number 21 of the Butthole Town podcast. It's over.
Guys, don't forget to wipe. Don't forget to not do drugs. And don't forget next time you think about or, you know, consider posting a racist tweet, reconsider because your show might get canceled. Okay? And you might lose your job. So
Or just
think,
don't. Just don't.
Just don't what?
Just don't tweet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just get on
Yeah,
Twitter.
if you ever think about having a racist tweet, just don't.
Do you ever think about starting a Twitter account? Just don't do it. Stay off the internet, kids.
All right.